Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you, the thing I'm actually scared of. While everybody's distracted, with whatever the orcs are doing and cheering for the death of Legion of Excess, I'm here to talk to you about why I think you should be scared of chaos again. Or at least what I think. Maybe I'm off base here. But Chaos Demon Shadow Legion looks really good, especially when you can take most of the good things from CSM and combine that with most of the good things from Chaos Demons. And yeah, so GW is trying to convince everybody to be a Chaos player, and it might be working, okay? Shadow Legion, Thralls of the First Prince. When mustering your army, you cannot include Demon Prince with Wings, or Epic Hero units, excluding Bellicor. But you can include the following Heretic Astartes units. Um, Go ahead, yep, all of those. Chaos Lords, Chaos Terminator Squad Chosen, Damned units, Dark Apostle, Havocs, Legionnaires, Master Possessed and Possessed, Raptor, Sorcerer, and Terminator Army, Warp Talons up to 1,000 points. Not the 500 that they kind of punked out on some of the other armies. No, no, no. Up to half can be this. And why does this matter? Well, we'll get to all of this. From what I'm thinking is kind of cooking, okay? Keywords, important. Bellicor and Heretic Astartes units from your army gain the Shadow Legion and Undivided keywords. Legion's Demonica units from your army gain the Shadow Legion keyword. Alright, so now that we have that, let's continue on. What do you get for having these keywords? Okay, if your army faction is Legion's Demonica, you can use this Shadow Legion detachment rule. Units from your army have the relevant abilities presented below thanks to, the keywords. If you're Shadow Legion and have Corn, you can advance, shoot, and charge. Alright, alright. If you're Slanesh, you can't be overwatched. Okay? If you're Zinch, -1 to hit. If you are Bellicor, well, we'll save that for last. If you're Nurgle, each time an attack targets this unit, if the strength is greater than toughness, -1 to wound. Yep, that thing that they just given away, except for the armies that I play. Oh, okay, the main army I play. The other ones have it. But yeah, they're taking. Yep. Disciples of Bellicor. Shadow Legion undivided units only. This unit has Dark Pacts and can use it as described in CSM, which means when you make an attack, you can choose lethal or sustain in exchange for a leadership test. And if you pass, you get it. If you fail, you get it. But it depends on if it determines if you take mortal wounds off of failing. Um, Even though your army faction is not Heretic Astartes. If this unit is Bellicor, you automatically pass. And all Shadow Legion Heretic Astartes models gain Deep Strike. Okay. Um, right. So, funny thing before I continue on, I was talking to Necromancer Goblin in I want to say it was the Imperial Agents video, and they shot out an idea for a detachment, and I said, man, I hope CSM could get something like that, where demons can take CSM. So I called this detachment, here we go, and it's just as good, it's better than what I thought it could be. Um, so yeah, there's that. But that's not all. Let's talk about the stratagems. Spiteful Demise. Mind you, why have I ignored the stratagem part? Because I think this is just icing on the cake when you get access to all of this. But sorry, let me focus. Spiteful Demise. When your Shadow Legion unit gets destroyed on the way out, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit that is within engagement range of the last model in your unit, adding 2 if it's Slanesh. Roll a die, 4 through 5, d3 mortal wounds to the enemy. On a 6, 3 mortal wounds. Whoopee. Channeled Wrath. Fight phase. One Shadow Legion unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. You can get Lance if your unit is Corn, plus 1 AP as well. Perfect. Death Denied. This one, okay. Your command phase. One Shadow Legion unit from your army. Not Heretic Astartes, one Shadow Legion. One model and your unit gains up to 3 lost wounds. In addition, if your unit has Zinch, you can return up to 1 destroyed model to your unit with its full wounds remaining. Okay, so why am I kind of flipping out about this? Well, because we've seen this before, but it costs 2 CP for a unit in its dedicated detachment that here, you could do it for nothing. Yeah, the fucking Great Unclean One. That is now going to be T13. -1 to wound if the toughness is greater. Sorry, if the strength is greater than the toughness on the attack. So you're not wounding the Great Unclean One on higher than 4. With 6 up, feel no pain. Yeah. And you can regen 3 lost wounds for 1 command point. Yeah. Okay, cool. Encroaching Darkness, your shooting phase. 1 Shadow Legion Heretic Astartes and 1 Demonica. And up to 1 Demonica, sorry. You can only select units that arrive from reserves this turn. They get ignores cover on their weapons. Cool. Binding Shadow, same people. You can put them up into reserves, uppy downy. Perfect. Shade Path, this is the thing that's 2 command points. Your 1 Shadow Legion unit that was selected as the target of charge until the end of the phase, -2 to charge rolls made for that enemy unit. So 1, mind you, this is in Failhammer Siege Host for 1 command point, and it applies to your unit, not the enemy unit. So just for 1 unit gets -2. This is also in fucking Armored Warhost, but we don't care about that. In addition, if your unit has Nurgle keyword, that enemy unit must take a Battle Shock test. Oh my, oh, whoa. Careful now. They might have to take some Battle Shock. So that's Shadow Legion. Now let's talk about the enhancements. Shadow Legion model only. Models in the Bearers unit has Scouts 9. Mantle of Gloom. While an enemy unit is within engagement range of the Bearers unit, -1 from the OC. You're not taking that. Who cares, really? Fade to Darkness. At the end of the fight phase, if the Bearers unit is destroyed by 1 or more enemy units this phase and not within engagement range, you can remove the Bearers unit from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. Sorry, I said is destroyed. At the end of the fight phase, if the Bearers unit destroyed 1 or more enemy units this phase and is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, you can go up. Sorry, I said that weird. My brain autopiloted. Basically, end of the fight phase. If your unit killed an enemy unit and there's nobody else within engagement range of you, you can go up into reserves. Malice Made Manifest. At the start of the fight phase, select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of the Bearer's unit and roll 1d6. On a 2 through 5, the enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, 3 mortal wounds. That's fine as a points filler. The one you're taking is Leaping Shadows, and I have a very specific target for that. Yeah, so that's Shadow Legion. Can you tell that I'm pretty high up on it? Why? Why? First off, Bellicor got a glow up. T11 now, 3 up save, 20 wounds. That it can regen 3 wounds? Okay, whatever. Stealth, right? Still got that. Devastating wounds on the strike now. The profiles are. Is that the only thing that got better? No, devastating wounds. Anything that said lethal hits is devastating wounds, if I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, so the ranged weapon, cool. Either way, devastating wounds, we like it. The abilities outside of the 18 inches thing where it can't be shot outside of 18 inches with Wreath and Shadows. Pal of Despair, you're not taking it still, probably. I don't think it's some Battle Shock shenanigans. You turn into Death Leaper. Um, and if they fail, in addition, 9 inches, this model regains up to D3 lost wounds. Cool, fine. Shadow Lord. While a friendly Legion's Demonical or Shadow Legion is within 6 inches of this model, each time model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. Welcome to all the other Primarch abilities kind of situation, Bellicor. Here you go, bud. You went up 50 points, but now you're being taken. But okay, let me reel it in. I'm a little bit hyped. A little bit hyped, as you can tell. Mind you, I don't play Chaos Demons currently. That might change. Um, Why am I worried about this? Okay, I've already said it, but let's talk about it. Great Unclean One got changed. Add one to the toughness of models in the unit around 6 inches, including himself. So while a friendly Nurgle Legion's Demonica unit is within 6 inches of this model, plus 1 to their toughness. And while you are in Shadow Legion, if the strength is greater than the toughness, minus 1 to wound for Nurgle units. So that means Great Unclean One goes up to 13. Yeah, it has a 5 up save, but a 4 up invuln, 20 wounds. Sorry, I don't think I said Bellicor's 4 up invuln. 4 up. Okay. 20 wounds can regenerate 3 with a command point. Yeah, 6 up feel no pain. How the fuck are you getting rid of the Great Unclean One? And that's if your opponent decides to be nice and only bring 1. How are you getting rid of that thing? While giving an aura of plus 1 to toughness. Okay? And at the end of your movement phase, you can select one enemy unit within a foot of this model. Still doesn't have to be visible. Until the start of your next movement phase, minus 1 toughness to that unit. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 And I have units that can possibly deep strike or advanced shooting charge. Alright. Alright. Okay. Um. Alright, cool. So, don't know how you're getting rid of this. Don't know. Don't know. But you're also not getting rid of the Nurglings that are going to go up to T4 and be annoying as hell. Sorry, you're getting rid of them, but, being pedantic here. Each time an enemy unit, excluding Titanic units, within engagement range is with this ability is selected to fight until the end of phase. Each time Maul in the unit, enemy unit makes a melee attack minus 1 to hit. Cool. Nurglings, you're taking them. Deep striking infiltrators, you're taking them. You're using them to infiltrate for this go round because a lot of your shit gets deep strike. But what about the Beast of Nurgle? That's still cheap, has Scout 6. Okay? Okay? Scout 6, deep strike. Around a Great Unclean One goes to T10. Minus 1 to wound if the strength is greater than the toughness in this detachment. And at the end of each phase, if a Beast of Nurgle model in this unit has lost any wounds but is not destroyed, you regain all of its lost wounds. 5 up invuln, 7 wounds. Huh. Yeah, not sure how that's gonna go. So you have the brick side of things, right? Let's talk about what you want to do besides stand there and look ugly, okay? Soul Grinder. Been talking about the Soul Grinder lately because apparently this thing is decent. People been bringing them out, finding out they're alright. But what happens when you have to select the pledge for the Soul Grinder? Because can't be undivided, or at least not in the app. I checked this. Okay, Scudline Walker, Deep Strike, T11, 3 up save, 14 wounds, 4 up invuln. Each time this model makes a normal or advance, it can move over friendly monster and vehicle models and terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height as if they were not there. They added you can move over friendly monster and vehicles. I'm pretty sure. So to that point, what would we do? I've talked about Nurgle. Are we making him Nurgle? We could. I don't think we need to. Are we going with Zinch for minus 1 to hit going into it? Could. Don't think we're going to. Don't need Slanesh. You don't need to worry about getting overwatched. What if you make him Corn? And give him advanced shoot and charge, and he can move over everything? More or less? Right? While getting access to a Flamer, advanced shoot and charge. Soul Grinder, everybody. T11, 3 up save, 14 wounds. So while you were worried about a Bloodthirster, what if you take just 2 Soul Grinders for that price? Roughly 2 Soul Grinders. A little bit more, but you know what I mean. What if you just go the Soul Grinder Corn route? Can't fly, right? But you can crawl over things as if they're not there. Especially friendly monster and vehicles is a big one. You can also deep strike. So what if you deep strike and then the next turn, or rapid ingress the deep strike, right? And then on your turn, advance, shoot, and charge with the soul grinder, so no screen is safe because you have 2d6 on the flamer. Now, inconsistent, I know, but it's better than 3, 6, or d3. It might not be better than the 6 all the time, but on average, it should be. So if there's a shitty screen in your way, oh, don't worry. Yeah, get that out. And then charge into what you need to with your melee weapons. Because you're corn with advanced shooting charge on a T11 body, 3 up save, 14 wounds, and 4 up invuln. Yeah. Uh huh. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep. So now let's go into the CSM portion of things. Everybody's going to be talking about some units. Let's start off with the thing that we know is good, but people still don't want to play with. A Cursed Cultist. Scout 6, feel no pain 6 up. If they get shot, they get a blood surge. As long as they're not battle shocked. Okay, cool, cool. 16 models of that, 195 points. They have Scout 6. So, while your Nurglings infiltrated, then you scout these. And Be'lakor is keeping everybody else from being able to be shot because of that aura. Can't get shot 18 inches out. So they have no choice but to shoot either the Cursed Cultist or the Nurglings, which is kind of a waste of whatever the fuck they wanted to do. You push these in somebody's face. But, Monster, I hear you say, if you attach them to any of those leaders, they lose Scout. You know, Dark Commune doesn't have Scout. Dark Apostle doesn't have Scout. You know, the other one that Cultish Firebrand that I didn't include because it's whatever, doesn't have Scout. You could if you want more Battle Shock tests with the Cultish Firebrand, but what if they were characters? All right, what if they're characters? Okay, so you can make ACDC. Now you can only do this one time, right? What if they had a fucking enhancement that gave Scouts 9? So now you've infiltrated and screened out with a bunch of fucking Nurglings, because you're taking Nurglings, and then you scout 9 a Cursed Cultist with probably the Dark Commune, and then they surge into somebody's face with a brick of 16, what's 5 models, right? Yeah, 21 models, with the 5 up invuln and then a 6 up feel no pain. Yeah. And once per battle in your command phase, if you still have a Cult Demagogue unit, Cult Demagogue model, you can pop it. This turn, it can declare a charge in a turn that advanced. Add 1 to the hit and add 1 to the wound roll. There you go. And just smack people's faces with probably hideous mutations. Now, I mean, you still get access to both, but, I'm just saying. Just saying, right? Dark Apostle, you could do in exchange. +1 to wound all the time. As long as the Dark Apostle is leading, once per battle, at the start of any phase, you can unbattle shock, and at the start of the fight phase, if this unit contains 1 or more Dark Disciple models, you can select 1 of those models and 1 enemy unit within engagement range, roll 1d6 on a 2 through 5, 1 mortal wound, on a 6, d3 mortal wounds, destroy the Dark Disciple. Could do that too. You might be like, oh, the Dark Apostle isn't damned. Oh, well, don't worry. They said, hey, you could do that. So, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. What else could we bring from CSM that could be annoying as hell? Up to our cap of 1,000 points. Chaos Terminator Squad. Each time this unit makes a dark pack until the end of the phase. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. Forgot to mention with the last ones, you still get access to dark packs. So, you can put sustained on those bad boys. Sustained, +1 to hit, +1 to wound. And your opponent had nothing else to shoot. Yeah, yeah. Chaos Terminator Squad can, of course, come with a Sorcerer and Terminator armor. Reroll advance and charge roll is cool, that's cute. More importantly, Death Hex at the start of your shooting phase. One Psyker with this ability can use it. If it does, select one enemy unit within 12 inches of and visible to that Psyker, and roll 1d6. On a 1, the Psyker's unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 2 up until the start of your next movement phase, each time an attack targets that enemy unit, plus 1 AP into that unit. 80 points. Technically, don't have to attach it to the Chaos Terminator Squad. Let's double check. You can bring it. Yep, bam, right there in our face. All right. All right. And mind you, everything is getting Deep Strike. Of the Heretic Astartes, that is. Because all your demon shit has Deep Strike. So there's that. Alright. Possessed. Deep Strikes and Possessed once per battle when this unit makes a Dark Pact until the end of the phase. Weapons equipped by models in the unit have devastating wounds. Devastating wounds. Sustained. Deep Strike. Do I have to say Deep Strike again? Deep Strike, right? Go back up there. Yep. And has access to things like lands plus 1 to AP if you want that as well too. Cool, right? Yep. Yep. Yeah. Can uppy downy him. Cool. Yeah. Yep. Havocs. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack with a ranged weapon, ignore any or all modifiers to hit and any or all modifiers to ballistic skill. You still get Dark Packs. You can Deep Strike these. 125 for 5 models. Deep Strike them. Get a decent angle on these weapons. Sustained or lethal. It's whatever your heart desires. Probably just score you some points either way, like their death marks from Necrons. Legionnaires. Each time a model in this unit makes an enemy unit, targets enemy unit with a melee attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. If they're on an objective marker, reroll the entire wound roll. Can take Legionnaires as well for cheap. 90 for 5. Yeah. So, I'm not quite sure how you deal with the combination of those things, let alone them. I guess technically I should have said, I don't know how you deal with them individually, let alone with them as a combination. So, up to 1,000 points. That's crazy that they did that. So, if you own CSM as the codex, you are having a lot of options this edition. Play this, Iconoclast Fiefdom, just because you own one book right now. Yeah. I still have to get the models. Can do that. Oh, didn't even mention, you can still take some Chaos Knights if you feel you need that additional power, but I don't think you will. I don't think you will. So, Shadow Legion, is it as busted as Legion of Excess was reading? No, I don't think so. But there's a lot of things that could be out of hand. I don't know how you deal with a Great Unclean One at T13, -1 to wound if the strength is greater than the toughness, feel no pain 6 up, 4 up invuln, right? We're still at 4. 4 up invuln. And regenerating 3 wounds a turn. Don't really know how you do that. Don't really know how you do that one. Yeah, so, hey, Shadow Legion. Oh, and, advancing and charging. Torrent having soul grinders. Because people have been using soul grinders. A Cursed Cultist. Yeah, having access to that unit in general. Bellicor cloaking things outside of 18 inches and then re-rolling hits of ones around him. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that there. Give everybody some time to think about Shadow Legion. I think it's cool, but I am scared. And I guess we'll see. So, yeah. If you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.